All right, so we should in fact be live. What's going on? Your boy Jermaine Taylor here, aka Mr. Value,
and Ben Martin here. I've ditched the money glasses, although I may put them back on at various stages of this hangout because it gives me supernatural powers. But we'll talk more about that later.
So basically, this is just a hangout where two guys, literally just hanging out. Me and Ben do this like every other day, right? We just talk about how to go from where you are right now to where you want to go. Now, who am I? And, what's my story? And I might pull the slides on you, I might not. But basically, my name is Jermaine Taylor. I got into the industry when I was like 18 years old. And again, there's nothing for sale on this webinar. We're just hanging out. We're just talking. I might as well share some slides with you. I didn't plan this, but we're just hanging out. And we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're just going to talk about, how we went from, where we are, well, where we were to where we are right now. So pretty much what happened was I met a mentor. He changed my life. Ben, you're seeing this for the first time. So this was me, my first 10K on stage. And then pretty much life got blurry. You know how that goes. And me and my mom actually got evicted. So this is like my real story, right? This is a real picture that I took. And this is me actually being evicted from the house. I'm glad that I took it because it's an awesome part of the story. And I thought I was going to make it, right? I thought that I was going to make money online, and I did. I was sleeping on the beach from the gym from time to time. And then pretty much what happened was my laptop broke and I needed to get a job. So that kind of sucks, Ben, right? And then, I would literally just, work from 7 in the morning to 11 at night, right? I would sleep at work. I was always tired. And, I would travel 4 hours to work every single day. I would need 5-hour energy. And then pretty much, basically, when we started getting into online marketing, the heavy stuff, and when we started getting into trading and, just our journey as an entrepreneur, getting myself together, doing personal development, I was able to fix the laptop, right? Here was my little, my little office. And this is my quote unquote little trading station, get back up on my feet. And, just able to do a little bit of commissions online. This is, just a little bit of what we've been able to do, right? Multiple $200, $300, $400 days, multiple trades winning. We're not really going to talk too much about this stuff, but it's just a little bit of a background of who we are, what we've done. This was yesterday, the 4th of July, which actually was like $1,000 day. Done well over $22,000 in commissions and stuff like that. And it's not just me. And again, this isn't a pitch, but just the background, right? Basically, it's not just me. Me and Ben, we lead several students, right? So here's some students that we've helped and some other students' results, because we have to answer the question, why should you even listen to us, right? Here's another student, David, he got paid. Zach, he got paid. Here's Ben. Ben made $300. Ben stole $300 from me yesterday. I'll let him tell you about that, right? And so basically the point is that I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're young, if you're old, if you just got started yesterday in the industry or today, you can do it. If you have the will and you decide, you can change your situation around. So, I said enough about me, Ben. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, but just coming back to that stole $300, I just want to make something clear right now. It never felt so good to be a thief in all my life, honestly. So I'm gonna steal some more of that money later on this week. But yeah, where do I start with me, guys? Without causing you to break out the miniature violins and the tissues and all that kind of stuff. But I guess some of you watching this, probably most of you watching this actually won't have even heard my story, because this is really Jermaine's kind of audience I'm getting introduced to right here. But guess we'll start at the beginning. 6 years ago, going back 6 years now, things were pretty different for me 6 years ago, which that's kind of an understatement really. But 6 years ago, I had a house, I had a offline business that was doing okay, but I was going through some stuff emotionally, and it was a pretty tough time. And then what happened is the recession hit the UK just like it had hit other places, and my business was affected I lost a lot of customers. So then on top of going through an emotional, like, tough time, I started going through a financial tough time now, to the point where this is how tough it was financially for me. On more than one occasion, I lost, 2, 3 occasions at least. I went 2 to 3 days without eating anything, because I didn't have any money for groceries. I had no, there's like 50 Cent broke, and then there was my broke. I was broke, you know what I mean? There's like 50 Cent only got 2 million in the bank broke, and then there was 0 in your bank broke. There are levels to being broke, and I was broke.
Tell them about the noodle lifestyle.
Tell them about what?
The noodle lifestyle.
Oh, the noodle lifestyle. Yeah, I was that broke that I was literally surviving on 9-cent noodles. And also we have this thing in the UK where at the end of the day, when the supermarkets are getting ready to close down, they will reduce the price on some of the items that they're about to throw away. So that's when I was going shopping and buying food. That's when I would do all the shopping. I would go and buy all the food at the cheapest price that they were about to throw away. Basically, that's how I was surviving. But sometimes it got so bad that I just couldn't afford groceries or anything like that. You know, I had debt collectors knocking on my door, people wanting to take me to court. You know, I would, every time I heard a knock on the door, this is not an exaggeration, but I would literally hide behind the curtain and peer out, because I was wondering, is this another debt collector, like, asking for money? You know, that's how bad it was. And the worst day of my life, the most humiliating day, was when I had to call up my mum. It was her birthday, and I had to say to her, listen, Mum, I'm really sorry, but I can't even afford to buy you, like, you know, a birthday card. You know, how much is a birthday card? Like $1, maybe less or something. I couldn't even afford to buy her a card. And, you know, I was pretty much down in the dumps, angry at life, angry at the world, angry at myself. You know, just angry. And I got to a point where I was probably bordering on feeling suicidal. That's how low I was getting. And one night, you know, to cut a long story short, it was the middle of winter. It had been raining. I just went out for a drive one night just to go and think, basically. I was just really annoyed at everything. I was coming up a hill. I was in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, coming up a hill, going around a bend, and I was probably doing about 70 miles an hour. I was so stressed out about money and life, I didn't even realize how fast I was going. I was just driving, and the car lost control. The car was going up a hill. The car spun around 180 degrees, so it was now facing downhill. It rolled off the road and crashed into the side of a house. So, you know, fortunately, nobody was injured. And apart from, a little kind of shock, I was okay. But that then went on to cause me even more financial problems. But I remember at that point when I was in the car, just for a few minutes, I was sat there as I was getting myself together. I just remember realizing at that moment in time that something in my life has to change, and it has to change now, because if it doesn't, I'm going to end up dead. The way I'm carrying on in life, I'm going to end up dead, whether that's from doing something silly or, you know, something's going to happen that's not going to be good. So I made a mental decision, and Jermaine, tell me if I'm going on too long here, but I made a mental decision. And, you know, I want you to pick up on that. I made a mental decision, me, not my sponsor, not my boyfriend, girlfriend. I made a mental decision at that moment in time that I was going to change my life, but I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was going to do that with, but I just knew that I was going to change my life and I was going to find a way. So over the next 2 years, I was looking for all kinds of ways to make money on the internet, you know, because I'd seen people making money. I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. I tried paid surveys. I tried, you know, all those kind of scammy kind of cheap ways of making quick and easy money. I tried it all, and I just got in more debt, and nothing worked. And eventually, I found a mentor who happened to be a female who is actually now my girlfriend, which was humbling as a grown man to approach a woman for help. It was, outside of my own mother, it was a humbling experience. And within 90 days, again, started with this mentor, I went from debt collectors chasing me to making $100 every day. I remember one time we did a webinar, I made 5K in like less than 2 days, and basically things changed in a 90 period of time. And since then, been traveling the world, spent the last 2 years traveling the world. I've been to America more times than I can count. I'm in America right now, but I've just spent the last 21 months in the Bahamas. I've been to Antigua, I've been to Portugal, I've been to France. And that's kind of it. That's where I'm at today, guys, generating 6 figures on the internet. But it all came back to that one night where I had a car crash and I made a mental decision. Enough is enough. I'm going to change my life. So that's me.
Wow, that's an excellent story, dude. You said so much. I didn't want to interrupt you. We're going to go ahead and hit on a lot of those points, because at the end of the day, it's about the viewer. It's like, all right, cool, Ben, I understand your soft story, boo-hoo. Okay, Jermaine, I understand. You didn't have a place to stay, but what's in it for me, right? Because people are tuned into WIIFM, and that's totally fine. So we're going to bring it back a little bit. I want to talk about the decision. You talked about there was a specific moment, right, where you made the decision, like, when that moment was that you were serious. I remember, let me tell you where the moment was for me. I remember being on my lunch break at work. Some people can relate. And they have like the shortest lunch breaks ever. It's like they give you 15 minutes for lunch, right? And I was already working from 7 in the morning to 11 at night at a call center. Come on, what am I gonna do in 15 minutes? And I remember just walking to Dunkin' Donuts. Walking to Dunkin' Donuts, like, I'm so gonna be late, but I'm hungry. I haven't eaten, and I'm not even supposed to be spending money, right? I'm talking about I'm broke, but I can't do trail mix anymore, right? So what I did was, as I was walking to Dunkin' Donuts, I had a thought, and it came into my head, and I'm like, if I spend this money right now, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Now it sounds kind of crazy, right? Like, how can you, if you spend a little bit of money, how are you gonna be? Well, the reason is because if I keep spending money on things like comfort, things like motels, because I don't have a place to stay, and if I keep spending money on food, I'll never have enough to get a place. I'll never have enough to save up and actually, invest into my business. So here's where it ties in for you guys. Some of you are in difficult situations right now. You're uncomfortable right now. The bills are like, bogging you down, the kids, the debt, right? The family, and all kinds of craziness is going through. You're uncomfortable, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this business thing. I don't know if I can put time into it, or I don't know if I can make an investment. And again, there's no pitch here. We're just saying where we were in life. But here's the thing. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. And so when we were going through our situations, there was a defining moment. And I remembered, I was like, okay, hold on. So if I keep doing this every single day, I'll get paid, and then I'll spend it because I need to survive, because I'm homeless, and this, and I'll do it again and again, and the week after, and the week after that. And at that moment, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna do something different. That was actually when I made the decision, okay, time to tough it out. Time for gym floors, right? I had a gym membership. That was the moment where it was like, okay, you know what, do a couple park benches. It's only gonna be for like 4 or 5 weeks, right? But I wanna say something powerful. This is key number 2. So key number 1 would have been definitely make a decision. Key number 2, it was around 90 days. It didn't last forever. I wasn't like a bum for like a year. I was only a bum. Ben's laughing at me. I was only a bum for like 5 or 6 weeks, or however much 90 days is. Go ahead and talk about 90 days, Ben. You said that you met your mentor, who later on became your girlfriend. I'm not even gonna go into that story. We'll save that for another hangout. But go ahead and talk to us about the 90-day period. What was it like for you? What did you do? What does it take for the new guy who's watching this, who's like, okay, I totally want to get started. I want to take this seriously. I want to change my life. What do they need to do after making a decision?
Well, and I, this is where the rubber really kind of hits the road at this point, because, a question I want to slip in right now is I want to ask you an important question. And maybe you won't even be able to answer this right now. Maybe you won't even understand what this question means. But I want to ask you, inside of you, do you have the soul and the mentality of a slave? Or do you have the soul and mentality of somebody who is free? Think about that, because that's a deep question. Because, through all my struggle and through all my down times and through that 90-day period of time where I met my mentor and things changed, the reason things changed for me is because I have the soul of a free person. I have the soul of somebody who understands that none of us are really put here to just survive. We're put here on planet Earth to thrive and to help other people thrive. So for 90 days, basically, this is what I did. And other people can paint this whatever way they want to paint it for you, but this is just the reality of the situation. There comes a point in your business, right, where a lot of you will hear stuff about push a button and make money. But before anybody ever gets to that stage of being able to push a button and make money, what they never tell you in most of these home business magazines is that there's been like two or 3 years sometimes worth of hustle that goes to get to that level. What I did is I was so hungry that I kind of condensed that hustle down into 90 days. And for 90 days, I said to my family and friends at the time, and Eric Worre does a great video on this, and that was something that inspired me during that period of time. But I said to my family and friends, listen, guys, for the next 90 days, you see that couch there? That's going to be my bed, and that's going to be my office for the next 90 days. You won't see me in the club. You won't see me at the bar. You won't see me at movies. You won't see me anywhere apart from following what my mentor tells me to do and building my business, because I'm on a mission. And the reason I have to not spend time with all you guys now for the next 90 days is because I love you and I want to create free time so I can spend time, as much time as I want with you in the future. Is that making sense so far, Jermaine? Is that making sense to you? Good. So for 90 days, I was literally all about my business. And this is the thing, one big thing I believe in is mentorship. If I could go back and reverse the clock now and go back to day one in the industry, 2 things I would have done from day one. Number one, I would have swallowed my pride and got a mentor from day one, because a mentor is like, it's like, imagine a GPS system. Imagine a GPS system. You're going on a journey to some state or somewhere that you've never traveled to before. It's dark. There are holes in the road where you can puncture a tire and ruin your car. You have no clue where you're going at all. But if you have a GPS that guides the way, then it makes the journey a whole lot easier. And that's really what a mentor does. A mentor is like having a GPS. You're over here right now, which is wanting to know how to make that full-time income online. And your dream destination's over there, making money, traveling the world, doing whatever you want to do. And your mentor is like that bridge in between where you are now and where you want to go. So for literally 90 days, if my mentor said jump, my only question was how high, how many times do you want me to do it? If my mentor said shoot 2 videos per day, I would make 5 videos per day. If my mentor said message 20 people on Facebook a day, I would message 300 people on Facebook per day, because I was doing that, I wasn't in this to, you know, I'm not promoting get rich quick here, but I definitely didn't want to get rich slow. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to pay off my debts like now, right now. So I hustled and hustled and hustled for 90 days, cut out all the distractions and completely focused on my business. Now for you, you might be working a job and maybe you only have 1 or 2 hours per day to do that. But, you know, whatever time you have, if you're near the beginning of your journey right now, you're stuck, make the sacrifice, you know, make those, you know, sacrifice your short-term comforts for your long-term freedom. That's probably the best way of doing it. That's what I did for 90 days. Sacrifice my short-term comfort, sacrifice sleep, sacrifice all the pleasures that you would want in life, because I understand that it was that mentality that I'd had that had taken me to Brokeville. So if you want to get out of Brokeville, you know, do you carry on doing the same stuff you've been doing, or do you do something different? And, you know, the logical answer is, if you're in struggling to pay the bills mode right now, then you need to completely change everything you're doing. That is the only way. Totally change everything you're doing. You got to. So I'm going to shut up.
Oh man, look, I understand, man. Sometimes we just get so excited that we just share everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and reel it back in a little bit. So from your difficult situation, after you've definitely made a decision and you make the decision to actually show up, I think a big key element that is inside of what Ben's saying is sacrifice. Go ahead and, first of all, I'm curious because I just tested a new alert. Go ahead and type in the number 3 if you saw the alert. And go ahead and type in the number 3 if you want 14 major keys to success. But I'm gonna go ahead and touch back on this topic of sacrifice. A lot of the times, I have to do it, Ben. I'm sorry, I have to do it. I can't, do you see these charts behind me? Now, I hate when people call me a trader personally, because I'm not a trader. I'm not even a marketer. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I was making a joke with Ben, like, look, if the internet just crashed, right, we would go to Africa or something, and we'd probably sell bushes to the natives. Like, you know, we're gonna do whatever it takes to survive and thrive. But the thing is, those charts behind me, people say, oh, I want to trade, but they're not willing to stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning for London session where the best trades are. That's a perfect example. And if you don't know what trading is, don't worry about it. We're not talking about it on this hangout. But I'm just saying that's how, you know, it's like the person, Ben, who says, I want to be a chef. I want to be the world's greatest cook. But they never pick up a spatula. They never pick up, you know, a freaking pot. They don't do anything to actually advance them. So what Ben did is he said to his people, like, look, I'm going to be in a series of consolidation, right? Tunnel vision. I'm going to be focused, and I'm going to sacrifice TV. I'm going to say no to when people say, hey, do you want to hang out? Look, I got to get my life together. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you a little bit later. You know, when people are trying to distract you, you have to be able to zero in and focus on your life. You have to. So look, so for me, you know what? I told you I worked from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. What does that mean? That means that from like 4 in the morning to like 5, I was grinding. That means that on my break, I didn't know how to market back then, man. So I was inboxing people on Facebook, trying to get them to join my thingy and buy my product. And you know what? It works. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you some very, very solid keys to success. And I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is, first of all, you have to make up in your mind that you want a better story. You know, I'm going to let Ben talk about this. I did a whole conference call on it yesterday. But your self-image, man, I had to see myself in a different situation. I had to see myself, you know what? I knew what place I wanted. I knew what price I wanted it for. Like, it's scary, the power of intention. Like, I'm going to tell you, Ben, like, this is a little bit embarrassing, but I remember being broke. Remember, you're working from paycheck to paycheck. So I remember being broke, and don't worry, we're going to get to, you know, some of what we actually did. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, the specifics aren't important. Intention is infinitely greater than the method, right? I had an intention to make $1,000 yesterday. That's exactly what happened, you know? So here's the thing. You have to have the intention. Like, you got to know exactly what you want. But it starts with telling yourself a better story. So I was on the streets. And the hardest thing about being on the streets is being on the streets, because not only do you have to have the motivation to get out of your situation, but you're in your situation while you're trying to get out of it, right? So could you imagine how Ben's laughing at me. Could you imagine how difficult it is to you're talking to people, hey Ben, I'm gonna help change your life, I'm gonna help you make money, but I'm sitting there on the streets and I'm broke and I don't have anything. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm like literally sleeping on gym floors. How difficult was that? How did I even have the mindset to think, okay, how am I gonna get out of this situation? Go ahead and type in the number 4 if you're just even slightly curious. Like, what do you do in that situation to actually get out? Like, how do you climb out? Because anybody can say, oh, it's tough, but you can make it one day because we made it. No, I want to give you guys like an actual ladder. I want to give you guys some steps that you can use to climb out. Because I remember like it was yesterday, it was tough. And it wasn't just one time, right? I think what it was is that me and Ben been to the bottom so much times that we just kind of built a ladder down there. We built a way back up. So if we ever go back, we know how to climb out. Okay, so I see some 4. All right, so check it out. Literally, when it comes to being in a difficult situation, this is so cheesy, but just do it. Start with affirmations, okay? Literally, you have to, look, you will be living what you believe in, even if you be lying. What that means is whatever, look, when you tell yourself, I can't do it, that's a lie, because you can do it. You're living a lie anyway, so you might as well live the lie of your dreams, right? I've told myself when I was homeless that I was making $300 a day. It was just a habit of saying, yeah. And it wasn't that I was lying, and it wasn't even fake it till I make it, because I did have some big days. While I was homeless, it doesn't even matter if you remember I told you my laptop broke. So some of you, all you have is a cell phone, but I was still making $150 commissions 2 or 3 times a day at the beach, right? I had to eat somehow. So, right? The job wasn't enough. But affirmations, first of all, telling yourself with emotion, like, I make $300 a day. I can make it out of this situation. Things will get better. And I'm gonna shut up a little bit. I think what we should do, Ben, is we should go like 2 or 3 minutes at a time and go back and forth. But I'm gonna let you tell them about your affirmation during the toughest time in your life. The 3 things that you said to yourself every single day.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, Jermaine touched on a good point, and I literally lied to myself every day for 2 years, and we touched on a few funny points, really. Actually, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm only laughing because I know some people are going to be wondering, how do you do X, Y, Z? And I'm going to tell you like how to do it now. But let's start with the affirmation I told myself. I used to tell myself every day, bear in mind, this is the funny part. I can laugh at this now in hindsight, but I was broke. I couldn't buy my mum a birthday card. I was eating 9-cent noodles. I had debt collectors knocking on my door. And I was literally, I would stand in the mirror every day for 2 years. And there's a few key thing there, 2 years, not 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years. I would stand in the mirror and tell myself, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise. And for about the first 6 months, every time I said those things, a little voice in my head just went, you are such a liar. I didn't even believe what I was telling myself for 6 months. But eventually, I started to say it with more conviction. I actually started to believe that I was happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise, even though I was eating the 9-cent noodles. And then what I realized is after about a year, this is still really before I had the breakthrough, I wasn't kind of eating the 9-cent noodles quite as often anymore. And I progressed on being able to eat like a steak once a week or something. You know what I mean? I was seeing progression in my state of mind and in my finances by telling myself these things, as well, not just telling myself these things, but at the same time as actually taking action. Because you can't just sit on a tree stump and meditate money to come into your life. That just doesn't that just doesn't work. But yeah, those are really my affirmations. But Jermaine just said as well that he was like making money when he was homeless, and he was basically messaging people and say, hey, I can show you the way in this. And, you know, he's thinking to myself, I'm homeless. And I'm like, but you know, so that raises the question, what does a person do? You know, maybe you're on this hangout tonight and you have no results. Maybe you're struggling financially, and maybe you feel like a hypocrite when you talk to people out there. Maybe you feel like you have no right to talk to people. Well, listen, this is what I did. You don't have to fake it until you make it. This is what I did when I was brand new, and I was messaging people on Facebook, and I was going through the struggle. I used to message people, and I used to leverage my mentor. Write these 3 words down, or write these 4 words down. Leverage your mentor's results. Write these other 4 words down. Build on small successes. 2 things I'm giving you there. Leverage your mentor's results. Build on small successes. What do I mean by leverage your mentor's results? What I mean by this is, right now, if you're talking to somebody and you're in a position where you're struggling and the other person is struggling, you have no results to back you up. Talk about how, well, listen, you found this mentor who is giving you a plan, a step-by-step process to get you out of the situation that you're in now. And here's a key line. This is what you want to say in your message, in your chat. If I could introduce you to my mentor and he could show you a way to start moving forward in your business, here's the key line. Would you be open to taking a look? Would you be open? The key word there is open. And this is why psychologically, nobody likes to admit that they're a closed person. You know, if I say to Jermaine, would you be open to checking this out? It's unnatural for Jermaine to go, no, I'm closed. I'm a closed person. I'm not open. It's very unnatural. It's not a natural thing. So remember that line. That's a real powerful line. Would you be open to checking it out? You know, it doesn't cost you anything to ask 30 people a day on Facebook if they would be open to checking out whatever your mentor's got going on. And, you know, use and abuse your mentor when you're new. That's what I did. So if my mentor generated $1,000 in a day, I got their permission, I gave them credit, but I would share their income proof and say, come and check out this, come and check out what's going on over here. And also, something Angie taught me is, if you're in a team situation, move as a pack. So understand that if you're in a team situation, you're all promoting the same thing, that your teammates' success is your success. Your teammates' success is your success. You can leverage the success of other people. So I think I've kind of covered that, which really kind of covers the next point, and which is build on small successes. So you may feel like, oh, I only generated 1 lead, or oh, I only made a $10 commission. There are some people out there who don't have a clue even how to do that. So if you generate 1 lead, you generate 1 sale, make a big deal about that. Let people know that you exist. Let people know you're moving forward. And yeah, it's time to hand back over to Jermaine.
Wow, bro, really, really great keys. I'm actually going to show people examples, because it's like, look, man, I've been on these kind of hangouts. We remember the gurus we watched when we were coming up, right? But people don't actually understand how legit, how real, how serious these keys are. And I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna backtrack, for Ben a little bit, polish the path a little bit, and then I'm gonna move forward. So time out. Oh, what's going on, Nathaniel? Hey, what's going on? So look, here's the thing. You're just getting started. You're in a difficult situation. Step number 1, make a decision. I'm getting out the situation. Step number 2, be willing to sacrifice. Be willing to sacrifice. Tell yourself a different story. All right. Then leverage. Step number 3 would definitely be leverage. Okay, so leverage your mentor, leverage my story, Ben's story, whoever's story. Listen, what if you don't have a mentor? Which you should, right? If you're on this hangout right now and you don't have a mentor, well, now you have 2, right? And it's funny because you'll find that people who are usually the most successful, they're usually the most willing to help in general. Now you have these rare occasions. There's like, maybe 12 jerks in the world and they move around a lot. But, everyone else is pretty much open to helping you. And I'm going to show you how some new, I'm talking about brand spanking new 9 to 5 Rehab team members have done just this. I posted an assignment. And again, I don't know if you're watching this, if you're part of the team, or you're just seeing this or whatever. But I'm just showing you from our group, right? Let me go find someone's results. Okay, look. I asked a group a question. I said, who's won trades or gotten paid from 9 to 5 Rehab? So if you're not on the team, or just look at all these results. And I'm just saying it's quite an incentive to actually join. But anyway, here's Sherry. She can't be more than a week old. Definitely not more than a week old. She just joined, not too long ago. I gave a simple assignment. I posted this on my wall, right? And I was just like, well, if you want to get paid today, Sherry, here's what you do. Just share this post, make it your own. And she did. She said, happy 4th of July. She wrote a nice call to action. Congratulations, Sherry, for taking action. And then look at this. Now hold up. Let me just say something real quick. Let me tell you a key element in marketing and advertising real quick before I even go on. It really drives me insane, Ben. Can you hear me? You know what drives me insane? When people are marketing but they don't know the difference between marketing and promotion. Let me tell you the difference because it's irritating. Look. I don't care if you're part of 9 to 5 Rehab. I don't care if you're part of the MLM down the street, or if you're Ben Martin super affiliate or whatever. Here's the thing, okay? Don't yell about what it is that you're doing. Oh, I have XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Join me. And if you do, please don't forget a call to action. Otherwise, all people are doing is they're just seeing your stuff and they're scrolling past it. Now, Ben knows that, if you're marketing, you should definitely get all the information that you can, an email address, a phone number, something. But I'm just saying, and the reason why I'm showing you that is because if you're a newbie in the beginning and you're just posting on Facebook, who are you posting to? Who are you posting to? You're probably posting to negative friends and family who don't want to do business with you anyway, and you not giving them a call to action doesn't even help you. It really doesn't. So you're better off giving them a call to action, and this is what I call direct response, and it works like a charm. So much so that a newbie who's never marketed before, and if you don't believe me, look, scrolling down her wall, do you see anything about 9 to 5 Rehab? Do you see anything about results? Do you see anything about marketing? No. So she's brand spanking new, right? But watch this. Watch this. Okay? So first post, she used the call to action because it was Independence Day. I gave her this call to action. I said, if you're waking up on Independence Day, and I kind of learned this from Ben Martin. Shout out to Ben Martin, who taught me a little bit about email and copy. I said, if you're waking up on Independence Day and not feeling so financially independent, comment 9 to 5 Rehab. Guys, 9 to 5 Rehab. 9 to 5 Rehab. 9 to 5 Rehab. Hold up. 9 to 5 Rehab. And it's not about 9 to 5 Rehab. It's just about call to action. Look at all of this. She generated all of these leads from one post. But the most important thing was a direct response call to action. Now, Ben has his, his style of marketing, which, he uses emails and stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But a call to action, just a simple post. She didn't say she made these results. And here's the crazy part. Now, she did actually get started and did start making results. These are her results a little bit later. But just from the key Ben gave you, from leveraging the results of a mentor, she was able to generate leads. And she didn't just generate leads, she made sales too, which I'm sure are in here somewhere, right? Yeah, she definitely made sales. I'll probably pull that up in the group and show you that. I know Ben's probably itching to say something, so I'm gonna go back to unsharing my screen, and I'll let him chime in.
I'm just looking at that and looking at the fact that simple is genius. And you know what really makes that post work, and this is another tip for you. What resonated so much with that about that post was the timing of the post. It was Independence Day. And she's saying in the post, if you're waking up on Independence Day and you're not feeling so financially independent, because a lot of what you've got to remember is you've got to think about the mentality of the people you're marketing to. It's Independence Day. A lot of people have got a day off from the job that they hate. They're sitting there. They've got time to think about life and their finances, and suddenly this post pops up. And this post is like an angel from heaven. They've just been sitting there thinking, I'm not feeling so financially independent on Independence Day. They're looking for something, and then Sherry's post appears like an angel out of the clouds. It's basically what happened there. And look at the response on that, and that's not rocket science. And what's awesome about that is Sherry then generates sales, and then Sherry has her own results to go and leverage.
Sherry paying attention.
Sherry no longer really needs to leverage Jermaine, because now Sherry's got results of her own. And she can build on those results. And you know what I found hardest about making money online? The first dollar I ever made. You can just make that first dollar. The belief comes. Because if you can make $1, I just wanted to make $1 just to believe that this is really true. This is really true. When you make that $1 and the belief comes, then some change takes place. I will definitely be watching Sherry, because I think in the next 90 days, man, it's going to be interesting to see how much money she's making, because she may not be at six figures, but I guarantee she'll be at least at $50 or $100 a day, maybe more. I'm going to say comfortably. So,
wow. You know, one thing I noticed about, six-figure earners, myself and just other people who just generate results, we're just overly positive. We just believe the heck out of everyone. Yeah, this Joe Blow down the street, yeah, they're going to make it, man. Yeah, they're totally awesome. Which leads me to my next point. You should be positive. I told you I was going to give you 14 keys, so I definitely will. So check this out. So vision. Make up a new story, a better story. Tell yourself something different and get clear. Ben's gonna freaking jump out his seat, and Ben does this British thing where he starts getting his way with words in creative language when he starts describing stuff. Did you hear when he was like, the post just comes out like an angel? He'll do that. So just poking fun at you, man. The next step after you make your vision, you need clarity, man. If all I gave you on this hangout was vision and clarity, you could change your life. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. Notice, me and Ben did not say anything about affiliate marketing. We didn't say a single thing about trading. We didn't say a single thing about network, because it doesn't matter what you do. It's about who you bring to the business. It's about, who you bring to the table. So anyway, let's get back to clarity. But I want to call it intention, because intention has a little bit of intensity. You got to get clear on the results that you want, how you're going to get it, and you don't have to know how, but you just have to know how. I know it sounds kind of weird, but just trust me. I wake up every day of my life like, crap, I have to make money today. Oh my God. And then I never know how I'm going to do it. I don't know who I'm going to call. I don't know if I'm going to win a trade, even though I do trade. I don't know what lead to follow up. It's just you show up. And as you start, especially at the beginning, as you start walking, right, you start doing things day in, day out. You're like the next thing, the last thing leads you to the next thing. So like Ben said, build on small successes. Go ahead and type in the number 5 if you're still with us, if you're still inspired, if you're still paying attention. But you use your last result to get your next result. You just do the next thing that you should be doing. Like if you don't know what to do the thing you think you should be doing. And then when you do the thing you think you should be doing, more times than not, you'll find that just about anything you do works. I believe like me and Ben can like snap our fingers for like 3 days and just manifest like $100,000. No, that's an exaggeration. But $100 for sure. Why? Because what you put your time and energy into is gonna pay you. But let's go back to clarity, right? So Ben was telling me, well, I'll let him tell you, that basically when it comes to even a goal, a financial goal, you want to make $2K a month, right? Let's start off small, or $5K a month. There's a very specific thing that you have to do with the goal, right? There's a very specific thing you have to know, and I'm going to let Ben kind of touch on that a little bit, and he'll explain it to you.
I would love to get Angie out right now, but she's like doing a thing in the other room, because she really goes like she goes like, I'm not even gonna say what I say to Jermaine about this, but she goes, she really goes, you know what I'm on about. She goes super deep with this, right? Uncomfortably deep. I'll leave it there. But in fact, I need to. You made a mixed race guy go red here. Oh gosh.
Oh man.
You got to, right, guys. Me and Angie been talking about this a lot recently. It's no good just saying I want to make $1,000 this week. Let's start with a small number. $1,000, which that maybe.
Whoa, time out, Ben. 1,000. Remember, bro, there's people who haven't even made like $50 online.
Okay, let's go small. Let's. I want to make $50 today or $100 this week. I want to get off the mark. There's no good. And that's, by the way, just taking a sidestep. It's really crazy, right, guys? I want you to notice something. I'm talking about making $1,000 in a week now, like it's nothing, because the reality is, it really is nothing. You just don't realize it yet, but you will realize it soon enough. But if you have whatever your money goal is this week, it's no good just saying, I want to make $100 online this week. You have to say why. You have to build the mental framework for money to show up. You build the mental framework, and then money shows up. In other words, when you want to earn a certain amount of money, you need to say, well, I want to make $100 because I'm going to use that to pay this bill, or I'm going to use that to buy groceries, or I'm going to use that to invest in this over here. You need to be specific.
I'm gonna chime in a couple different.
Go.
But just in case I forget, I want you to tell them about Angie's specific need for that ridiculous long stretch of income that she made after, just in case I forget. But yeah, he's absolutely right. And as proof yesterday, literally, everybody knows I'm like, yeah, $300 a day, blah, blah, blah. And then there's something, here's another key for you. Change your circle. When I started talking to Ben, the people you hang around, man, if you hang around with garbage, you start smelling like trash. That's what happens. If you hang around with four, let's say not so financially healthy people, you will be the fifth one, right? If you hang around with 4 or 5 6-figure earners, you'll be the fifth or sixth one. That's how it happens. So I was just like, I always feel like I make $30K a month. $30K a month is around $1,000 a day, right? But I'm used to like 300. But I said to Ben last week, I was like, hey Ben, what's your goal for this month, right? Because we were both reading. Here's another key: leaders are readers. This is just a value slam. We're just gonna throw random major keys in there. There you go, the richest man in Babylon. There you go. And while Ben's doing that, let me go ahead and show you guys my Kindle library so you know that it's real. But anyway, like I was saying, if you got to get around people who challenge you. So I said, Ben, what's your goal? And he says like 30K or 50K, and this is my Kindle library. Just so you know that we actually do the stuff we tell you. So here you see like tons of books and different things and topics, right? And this is how much I literally read. So that there's something for you there. But anyway, Ben tells me 30K, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have $1,000 a day tomorrow. I had zero clue. I had zero will, other than I just knew that I was going to do it. I just didn't know how. And next thing you know, before like 9 o'clock, I think I was at like $200 or $300. And all of a sudden, affiliates come out of nowhere and just like take over. Ben stole $300 from me yesterday, which also means he made me $300. Thank you for that. He made 297 sales. It's like $600 in sales. And like, Ben, it was like 30 minutes. Maybe. Wait. But this isn't a Jermaine and Ben show. I'm trying to show you something here. Out of the blue, people just started taking crazy action, and it pushed me over the edge. Now, there's another specific example. When I was homeless, watch this. I actually went to Denny's, right? And I kind of had the money, but didn't have the money. And I was just sick of trail mix. Sometimes you get sick of trail mix, Ben. You get sick of trail mix, okay? I don't know why, but I got sick of trail mix. I went into Denny's, and I went for something like, I was so broke. It was like a $6 meal, but it was like all I had. I only had like maybe 15 bucks, and I didn't want to spend it. I just went in and ate. And I probably shouldn't, and I had the money to cover it just in case, but I really didn't want to pay it. And by the time I was done eating, I kid you not, somebody said to me when I was like, all right, maybe I should take care of this bill. I got up, I manned up, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go pay it. And somebody was like, oh, don't worry about it. Somebody already took care of it for you. I was like, no way. No way. Like, I'm telling you, when you have your intention and you have a purpose for what you're intending, stuff happens. I'll give you one more example. When I went to apply for like the apartments, see, the thing is, the person was like, yeah, you're getting in for like first, last, and security. I'm giving you like real examples just so you know how much, this can actually change for you. So watch this. It was like $1,300. Now remember, I'm working at this point. I've missed a couple meals, right? Ben talked about sacrifice. I'm working on my business every single day. I'm definitely doing the gym thing. I'm not spending money on motels. I'm the most uncomfortable I've ever been now, so I can be more comfortable later. So I'm uncomfortable now, so I can be comfortable later. And I'm just in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not paying first, last, and security, but I'm going along with it, right? And in my head, I'm like, I'm paying first, just first. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. Now, here's the crazy part. I found out about the quote after. So I had exactly $1,300 in the bank at the time, and the apartment people, what do you call those real estate people? They said it was exactly $1,300 to move in. Now that means that if I did move in, I wouldn't have a dime to eat. I wouldn't have a dime to even have a bus pass, go to work. I wouldn't have a dime to do anything. But here's the crazy part. When I moved in, they told me it's not first, last, and security. It's first minus security. Did you hear what I said? First minus security. So instead of it being like $1,300, it was like half the price. And that's just the power of putting intention behind, what it is that your goal is, what it is that you intend to do. So when there's no way, everything will just, just almost supernaturally just orchestrate, just magically just get in your favor. But number one, you have to be moving forward. You have to be applying yourself. I don't believe in like Ben said, just sit on a mountain meditating. My life's gonna be perfect and fine, and then all of a sudden everything changes. No, you got to be taking action. But when you take action with intention, that's when things really start changing for you. So I'm gonna remind Ben to go ahead and tell you about Angie's big jump and what her intention for the jump was and what happened and how it happened. And actually, while you're at it, go ahead and throw in the story of your first 5K.
Okay, cool. So, like Jermaine was just talking about, and it's so powerful what you're just saying. And it's crazy how I've come back to really getting into all this stuff on a deep level right now. I've come back to reading a lot of books, realizing that, man, they should be teaching this kind of stuff in schools. This book should be on the curriculum in every freaking school in America and the UK. But Jermaine was basically talking about, if I was going to give it some pretty like topic, headline, whatever, when you get in motion, money moves with you and through you. When you're in motion, money moves. When you just have to get yourself in motion and begin to move in a positive way, and then it does seem like miraculous things happen. And I'm not putting that down to like God or whatever, but it just something that I can't even properly explain happens when you get in motion and you set intentions and you tell money that you have to show up because I've got to do this, I'm going to do this. And basically Angie was 30K in debt. So, we're not talking some small amount of money there. We're talking, she got to the point where she was in an apartment. The first video I ever saw of Angie, which is crazy, she was shooting a video giving value, and in this video, she was sat on the floor of her apartment with these two crazy dogs like running around, which are now my two crazy dogs too. And I was trying to figure out, why is this girl like just kind of sat on the floor in this like empty room? And that was the day that she'd had to sell everything she owned because she'd run out of money. She was 30K in debt. A credit card company wouldn't give her any more credit. And she had to move back home. And you imagine the interest on $30,000 credit card debt. Imagine the interest.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to stop right there. You know what, guys? Here's the thing. You notice that we're not trying to give you sob stories here, but do you notice that the people who usually take the most action and have the biggest breakthrough usually have the most adversity? I'm saying this to say this. If you don't have to be homeless like you know I was, or you don't have to live off of noodles like Ben does, but if you're going through trouble right now, right? Go ahead and type in the number 6 if you know you've had your fair share of adversity. I want to just let you know something. You always got to check back in with the people, man. It's like an arrow, okay? You're being pulled back. These situations are pulling you back because they're going to launch you into your future greatness, launch you into your destiny. They're going to launch you into, you know, everything that's going to change your life. So here's the thing. There's no message without a mess, right? Look, you can't even be a hero unless you have a battle or a story to overcome. So don't get lost in, you know, the crazy stories that me and Ben are telling you about, you know, how it's not about how we're so great. It's about real life examples and how you can overcome. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, man, you know, just so that they're still with us. You see, I see the number 6. I see the number 6. And go for it.
Yeah, cool. It's literally a case of the worst place for any human being is comfort. And what happens is with a lot of people, and I even slipped into this a little bit the last 2 years myself. I was over in the Bahamas thinking, you know, you're paying all your bills. You got this nice life here near the beach. You kind of can plateau without realizing it. And the thing is, most people do that on a kind of another level to that. They're at a position where they're like job really stands for. They are really just over broke, and they think I can pay my bills there or thereabout. You know, there's not too many people hassling me for money, and they kind of just settle for that, and that's really the worst place you can be, because you know, the truth is, when you settle, eventually you always end up moving backwards at some stage. So, but anyway, Angie was in this 30K debt. She had to move back home to her parents' house. And so what did she do? Well, she launched a freaking product, and she basically built a mental framework so the money could show up. She said, I'm in 30K debt, so this is what I want to do. I'm going to launch a product, and I'm going to make 60K because I want to pay off 30K debt, and I want 30K in the bank. What happened next? I watched her in 8 weeks, you know, and I had some small part in this. You know, I was selling this product too, but I watched her in 8 weeks make $60,000 in 7 or 8 weeks. She paid off all of her credit card debt. She took a $20,000. She paid $20,000 to go to a mastermind with a billionaire in Dubai. She flew first class all the way to Dubai and went to this mastermind, and basically that all happened in an 8-week period of time. So from 30K in credit card debt to flying first class to Dubai to mastermind with a near $700 million man, near billionaire, all in an 8-week period of time. How did that happen? Because she built a mental framework for the money to show up. She didn't just say, I want to make 60K. She got specific. She got focused. Coming back to what Jermaine said, she had a goal with real intent. You know. So I guess that's the key, Jermaine. You know, make a goal, and don't just say, I'm going to make 2K or I'm going to make $100 today. Have an intent, have a purpose, give the money a real specific reason to show up in your life, whatever that reason is. Doesn't really matter, but just make a reason that resonates with you.
Powerful stuff, bro. I want you to give them one more story. Tell them about your 5K breakthrough and what you actually needed it for.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 5K in 2 days was got to a point with Angie where you like when I got first started, my goal was just I just want to pay my bills and get rid of these damn debt collectors. I'm sick of getting calls on my cell phone 10 times a day and being scared to answer the door. You know, it was just that's all I wanted to do. But then she kind of got me thinking a little bigger and got me to the point where I was like, okay, well maybe I want to make $100 a day. Maybe that would be good. So I quickly hit that, and this is the truth. I said this. I'm going to tell you a story within a story here, which is called a nested loop. If you write emails, I'll talk about that another day. But story within a story. Jermaine messaged me this morning and said, "Hey, how was making that $300 for me feel yesterday?" And I said, "I got to be honest, bro, not really that exciting." But listen, let me explain. That's not because I was ungrateful, because all money is welcome. I take MasterCard, Visa, I even take dark chocolates if you feel like sending me chocolates, right? I'm just joking, guys. Apart from the chocolates, I do take chocolate if you want to.
And don't forget the Coca-Cola. Ben loves his Coca-Cola.
Oh, the Coca-Cola, that's right, yeah. But listen, guys. When you hit certain goals and certain levels, going back to my original points, when I hit $100 a day, you know what I found after about a week of doing that consistently? Boring. It became normal to me. It was so boring. I was like, this is easy now. This is easy. So I said to Angie, listen, because I still wasn't doing great because I had so much debt and stuff to pay off. But said to Angie now, there's this mastermind coming up in Miami that you're going to be at, and we were already at the stage where we were getting pretty, like friendly, kind of, the romance had kind of started. And I said, I want to come.
Thank you.
I want to come see you, but I can't afford to get there. I don't have a penny towards getting a ticket. This thing's going to be in 7 days. What do I do?
Time out. I don't want to miss it. So hold on. So you mean to tell me that this time your intention wasn't even to make money? It was to see your girlfriend. Isn't that sweet? Watch this though. He had an intention. He's like, I gotta go see Angie. I gotta go mastermind. I gotta go, and he didn't have a way of doing it. So here we have zero way, and then I'm gonna let him tell you about how he made the way.
Yeah, my intention at this point was to get money to go see the girl, and that was trust me, at that time, that was a strong intention. And when it comes to a guy and his girl, or a guy and his family, that's one of the strongest intentions and one of the strongest motivators you'll ever have. So right now, if you're watching this, you've got kids or you've got a significant other. One of the strongest intentions you can set yourself is, I'm going to do this because I want to give my family, my kids, a better life than they've got right now. That's as strong as it really gets. So Angie said, this is what we're going to do. You're at a stage now where you're making $100 pretty much every day. We're going to get on a webinar, and we're going to set you up. This is crazy. This is really crazy, right? We're going to set you up a coaching package, and you're going to charge $1K for the coaching package, and you're going to get on a webinar, and I know that you're at least going to be able to get 3 to 5 sales of that. Now, the crazy thing is, we set up that coaching package in 30 minutes that afternoon. We got on a hangout that very night, and over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, probably less than 48 hours, I made 5 sales of a 1K coaching package. So I made 5K in less than 2 days. There was my money for going to Miami. There was my trip paid for with a little bit left over in the bank. So, as simple as that. I set the intention. And then look how quickly that money showed up, just within 48 hours. Now, am I promising you that if you set the intention of making 10K before you wake up in the morning, that's going to happen? I'm not saying that, but take the point that I'm trying to make. The point is, if you have a goal and you set a strong enough intention, and remember, money loves speed. Money is attracted to speed. If you move on that intention, if you move in the very moment you feel that intention, when you're most motivated, watch how quickly the money turns up. Seriously, money does not respect people who have ideas. Money, you know, you can have $1 million ideas in your head, and if you don't act on one of them, then you're going to die broke. Money only respects people who move quickly. So, you know, one thing Angie does very well, even better than me, is she moves fast. Even today, she's told me about 3 different product ideas that she's got that she's working on right now. She moves quickly, you know, on stuff, and that's why she even to this day, she's better than me at, you know, freaking like conjuring up money seemingly out of nowhere. And she's very, very much, you know, we balance each other out. She like makes me believe in bigger. I've always kind of been that guy. If on my own, I'm like, man, I'm eating out every night. I'm cool. Bills are paid. But she pulls me up to another level, and that's why hanging around people like Jermaine and getting around the right people, like Jermaine said earlier, is so important, because you'll meet people, important people in your life who balance you out. You know, with me and Jermaine, we kind of mentor each other, and Jermaine is kind of this guy who's like, I'm gonna make $1 million right now, and I'm kind of like this guy who's like, okay, let's get a little bit more. You know, let's think a little more practical, but we balance each other out perfectly. And you know, what Jermaine said on the side earlier about changing your circle, you know, it's so important. It might have gone over your head, but if you change your circle, you change your life. Change your circle, change your life. So right now, if most of the people you're hanging around with are broke, change your circle. And we talk about this a little bit in one of the chats we're in, but. And I'm getting off the topic, but I may as well share this anyway. You need to spend 33% of your time with people who need your help. Spend that time encouraging them, lifting them up. Spend 33% of your time with people who are at the same point as you, who you can bounce off, and spend another 33% of your time with people who know more than you, who can pull you up to where they are. So I'll hand over to Jermaine on that note.
Wow, you know, I absolutely love this. I love hearing the, you know what, let me give you guys another perspective. I don't even know how long we're going to go. It shouldn't be too much longer, but I want to make sure that in every hangout, my intention, I don't care about, you know, your bad 97% of habits, meaning, oh my God, this hangout's too long, I got to go to bed. Is it worth it? Hour, if your life can change. Let's talk about that for a minute. But first of all, I want to hit on all of those points. I like recapping just so no one gets lost. Make the decision to be a 3%er. I love being around 3. I could talk to Ben for 3 days straight. We could probably both not eat, probably just go to the bathroom once or twice. And it's like this all the time. Don't you want to be around big? And I'm not even just talking about me and Ben. Just think about your life. Don't you want to be around better people, positive people, motivated people? Let me break down the clues for you real quick. You can't make high amounts of income with low amounts of energy. Listen, let me hold up. Nathaniel, I'm going to bring you out just a minute, bro. I know you're on the panel too. I just want to say something. If I call somebody, like, real talk, if I called Ben Martin, like, Ben, what are you doing? I don't know, just nothing, just laying around. I would hang up the phone, like, Ben, I'm sorry, dude, but, you know, because misery loves company, that's one thing, but low energy loves more low energy. That's kind of what the law of attraction is. What the law states is that like attracts like. So if you become powerful, you attract more powerful people. If you become wealthy, you attract more wealthy people. If you become positive, you attract more positive people. So all these vampires, these energy vampires in your life with low energy, the people sucking your energy dry, telling you can't do this, telling you, oh, you're doing that thing again. They're rolling their eyes at you, right? They, you know, get away from those people. And have high energy. Just decide to be enthused about life. Be passionate. Know that it's possible. Have a strong intention. Take action. Don't even ask when you're gonna get there. Just get there. It looks like Nathaniel just jumped off. But just go. And like he said, success loves speed. I'm gonna be gentle. But what if one of the only reasons that you're not where you want to be financially is because you're moving too slow? People think I'm crazy, like Jermaine's being a jerk because he's trying to speed us up. Oh, why is he always like trying to motivate? Look, let me tell you something. I could have been on the streets for a year. That was entirely too long. So you know what I did? I fit a year's worth of action in that 90 days because I did not like where I was. And it's funny, most people don't take action until their backs are against the wall. You don't even have to wait until your back's against the wall. If you're comfortable right now and you're doing, Ben, what's that famous subject line thing that you use in your email about a bum with a cup? I'll let Ben say it later.
Like a gutter bum rattling a paper cup. Yeah.
If you're doing better than a whatever he just said, rattling a paper cup, then you should take this moment and say, I'm so blessed that things aren't as bad as they were with Jermaine, that they aren't as bad as they are with Ben. Because there's two ways you can perceive this. You can get jealous and be like, oh, it's easy for you guys to say. Or you can understand that we started from somewhere too. Somebody said this the other day. They were like, well, it's easy for you, Ben. It's easy for you, Jermaine. You have a following, and me and Ben, I guarantee you, we start from scratch every single day. What's the next email we're going to do? What's the next page that we're going to do? For me, it's like, what's the next training I'm going to give the team? We start from scratch every single day. Most of the time, we don't know how the money's going to show up, but we're just used to it showing up, and we expect it. And I told you I was going to give you 14 keys, and Ben knocked out like 6 of them. So I'm going to give you those, and I think we're on like number 6 or 7. But I'm going to recap for you. Leverage the results of your mentors. Build on your small successes. The first one was make a powerful decision. Have a goal with intention, right? Have a purpose for your goal. So you need to pay off the car. You need to take out the kid. And here's the thing. Life's not going to say, oh, no, you can't do that. It'll accept anything you want it for, right? So don't move too slow. Don't do, all right, if you're having conversations, don't have 3 30-minute conversations. Have 33-minute conversations, right?
Get used to doing things fast. Get used to doing things fast. Seriously, that is the biggest thing Angie ever taught me. Do things fast, like, if everyone else is doing 2 videos a day, you go do 5 videos a day. Do 3 times the amount of work that other people are doing, because you'll get to the destination probably 10 times quicker if you do that.
And you know what? He's not lying. Look, I'm just being so real and so honest. Excuse the half ghetto-ness. Like, I know you.
Jermaine, let me show people this live on the Hangout. What I showed you earlier. You know what I'm going to show you right now. You might not be able to see this, but I'm going to show you anyway.
Well, tell us, Ben, what is it?
Did everybody see that?
Yeah, we see it.
Right now, let's put it out of the way. Right now, obviously, I'm in like another bedroom part of the house that I use as my office, but listen, sometimes me and Jermaine are masterminding like late, or I'm working on something that I've just got to knock out, and so what I do is I've got a blow-up bed in this little back bedroom in the office, so sometimes I'm working so late that I just fall asleep right on that blow-up bed, maybe like for an hour or 2, wake up, and I just get straight back on the laptop and straight back to, because I don't even want to waste the time it takes to walk from one bedroom to the other, because I always want to get things done that fast. So that's, and by the way, there was a time where I used to go to sleep on my couch and wake up on my couch. I spent 2 whole years not even going upstairs to sleep in my bed because I was knocking things out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. While everybody else was eating turkey on Christmas Day, I was making 11 sales. Christmas Day 2007. I made like 11 sales Christmas Day 2007 because I was working while everybody else was, I'm not saying it's wrong to celebrate, but I needed to change my life and I needed to do it fast, like Jermaine said. I wanted to condense down a year or 2's worth of, getting to the next level into a very short period of time. So.
Oh yeah, and you know what, guys? This is like such a breath. I'm telling you, man. Look. I just checked the chat. I see that some of the same 6 people who started at the beginning, they're still here. If you're still here, it means that, number 1, congratulations. You're a beast. You're hungry. But number 2, this is how like 3%ers talk, man. We're just like, yo, we got to do it now. Like, it's not even me and Ben. Look, Grant Cardone, Frank Kern. You can ask anybody, Brendan Bashar, like anyone who's anyone. I'm telling you, the same. You hear somebody who's never heard of this person over here, and you put them together. If they're both successful, I guarantee you they did the same stuff. Success. There's no secret to success. I'm sorry if you came here for the magic. I'm gonna be Ben Martin. If you came here for the magic floating pill that's gonna magically teleport you to heaven, it's not gonna work. But let me tell you, even though there's no secret to success, there is a system to success. And that's some of the same elements. You have to work hard at first. All right, you can't escape the grind. You can't cheat the grind. Listen, success, no one owns success. Success is for rent, and rent is due every single day. In other words, you have to show up. And when you show up and you start doing things quick, you start knocking it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have this thing that I call a motivation law. Watch this. I'm going to help somebody out there. I'm going to, wow, this might as well be a mastermind. We're turning this into a product afterwards, but I'm just saying there's too much value in here. This is like definitely $9.97 worth of information because it made me $1,000 yesterday. Watch this. Okay, I'm going to tell you something crazy. This is how you crack the motivation code. Motivation doesn't come from motivation. That's something I could tell you, even after I'd made money, there's times where I wasn't motivated. I had some bad situations, some breakups, some things that just had me on the couch for like 2 weeks. You know, those kind of situations. It's like, how do you get started? Sometimes I feel like, I'm being real personal with you. I feel like, man, I stepped away from Facebook for like 3 years. You know, it was only 3 weeks or 3 months or something. It's like, there's no way I still have a following. And that's why I say to you guys that it doesn't matter, you know, who's watching or who's not watching or how big your following is. Here's what I did. I understood something. Number one, if you start moving fast, you're moving faster than everyone else is moving slow. So by default, they start paying attention to you. Did you catch it? But the next thing is, you'll never be motivated. You'll never be ready to live your dreams. You'll never be ready to change your life. That's why you have to make a decision. Decision comes from the root word decidere. It's Latin. What decidere means is cut off all other alternatives. I would never be broke again. I would never not make $100 a day again. I would never not change my life again. And when you do that, and you do it quickly, so you have the decision, the intention, and then the speed, what starts happening is everything gets out of your way. And here's my main point. In doing the thing, you see the result. Watch this, Ben. I'm about to blow your mind. Watch this. So most people, they do nothing, which means they don't get any results, which means they're demotivated. They're like, oh crap, that didn't work. Which means they take even less action, which means they get even less results. So how do you get less results? So one of the reasons people are not motivated is because I call it their grind energy is in the negative, man. They have like negative grind energy. So it takes even a little bit of a startup just to get them to like a 0-point place where when they move forward, they're in the positive. And so they're so used to, they have 21 years, I'm 21 years old, right? They have 21 years of bad habits, talking about myself, right? Because I dare not, you know, throw stones at glass houses, right? Or something like that. So here's the thing, 21 years of bad habits, it's not gonna kick off immediately. So again, you'll never be motivated. You do the thing, and then when you do the thing, what happens is you have positive expectancy. So you do the thing, you find out, oh wow, maybe this is moving me a little bit forward. Then you get results. Then you get excited, and you're like, I like that result. So what happens if I do it again? So you do more of it, which means you get more results, and then you get more excited. And then that's how you start that positive cycle of, okay, I'm getting stuff done. Things are actually changing in my life, but you gotta do it quickly. How dare you think? I'm gonna go there. I don't even care. I'm gonna go there. Man, how dare they think that they could? It took you 2 years, right? It took you 2 years. I've been online for around 3 years. How dare they think that it's just gonna come? That's just like saying I'm gonna go to the store, right? Let's talk about intention. I have a destination. I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna open my door. I have my book bag on. I'm ready for the journey. You know, I don't even have car keys, right? So they just have a step. They take one step. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. You have your book bag on, you're ready for your journey, you take one step, just one, and you think you're gonna get to your destination. It's never gonna happen. You gotta keep taking a step after a step after a step. That's what you call traveling. That's what you call moving forward. That's what you call heading towards your destination. If you only, so in other words, what I was gonna say is, how dare you wake up, post one thing on Facebook, and then think you're doing something? I don't know what world you're living in, but look, it takes steps to travel. So I don't know. I mean, I don't mind sharing with you my ultimate routine. Ben making fun of me because I know I can make $1 million. It only takes 5 trades a day at $1,000. Ben, just saying, 700 times 5 is $3,500. I can make $1 million, Ben. Just saying. But anyway, yeah, I'm just messing with Ben. Ben's actually doing pretty good with trading. We're working on some projects together that you guys will be able to benefit from. So stay tuned. But the thing is, I wake up every day. I do my 30-30-30. Oh, let me hit on this. A lot of the times people, they don't do this stuff because they don't feel valuable. So go get some value, man. You can listen to something like this hangout and just literally go repeat what me and Ben said to you to some other audience, and then they'll start following you. It's simple. The reason we're doing this hangout and there's nothing for set, we just want you to win. So we're just throwing so much nuggets in there. Go make a smoothie, just mash all the good fruits together and blend it up. Don't be like Ben. Don't drink Coca-Cola because it's bad for your health. But I guess Ben can just, we make jokes about how rich Ben is. Ben can just go buy him a new body or something. No, I'm just messing with him. But look, here's what I do. I wake up every day. I ask myself 2 questions. Who am I becoming? What am I attracting? First thing I say to myself. Then I tell myself who I want to be for the day. I want to be King Jermaine, Mr. Value, the Binary Boss, whatever. And then once I've established that, I go straight to income producing activities. I go generate some new leads. Then I follow up with my old leads first of all. First thing that I do. Then I generate new leads. Then because of Ben's Mailing for Money product, highly recommend it. Pick it up. It's like $10. It's like $1,000 worth of value. I send, I either send an email to my list, or I send messages to my affiliates, or I post something on Facebook using that same formula for messaging that Ben has. Just go check it out. It's really cool. And then after that, it's either US session. I'm either gonna trade, and then after that, if I don't trade, I'm gonna shoot valuable videos and put content out there. I'm not just talking about one. I'm following up with all of my other leads. I'm making a video. I'm posting the video on YouTube. I'm posting on Instagram. I'm posting on Facebook. And I do this for like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 hours, sometimes 12. And so here's the thing. When you're working, the work that you do will never come. But it's like as soon as you're done working, the work you do today will pay you next week. That's how it works. And then it gets to the point where it'll pay you every week. And then the work you do will pay you in 3 days, and then you start getting paid daily. Like, that's how it works. And then by this time, it's like 11 o'clock, and I go to sleep, and I wake up, and then I trade London and do the exact same thing over and over every single day. And I say that to say this. If you're living your days randomly, like a little Chihuahua dog, right? Your ears go up, you wake up, and you just start running everywhere. How are you going to be successful? You got to get grounded. You got to get into like a solid routine. I like to say this. It's the routine that rescues. And I know we dropped quite a bit of value. So I'm going to go ahead and just run through the keys real quick. And then I'm just going to, let Ben talk about whatever he wants and in a charming British accent. And then he can close if he wants to. Or if you guys are getting good stuff, go ahead and type in the number 7. If you want us to go a little bit longer, go ahead and type in the number 8. Because I remember what it was like to basically be starving for the keys to success, and all the gurus wouldn't tell you what it is that they were doing. But I guess that's what me and Ben are here for. So let me just give you these keys real quick. So, we talked about a lot. Vision, make up in your mind a better story. Number 2, clarity, intention. Be very clear on how much you want to make. Raven is like 8. I forgot what 8 means. Hey, Ben, does that mean keep going? Did I say 8 means keep going, or does it mean?
Maybe 8 means keep going, but when you're done with what you've done, I got only like a few more things to share. But man, this is, just to interject here right now, because this is great. Let's just keep going to a London session.
You crazy, man. London session is like 4 hours away. I don't even want to hear me that much. You ever turn on your videos and just be like, I hate it. you hear your own marketing messages, you're like, shut up.
Yeah, I hate listening to myself on video. I can't stand it. But
I'm gonna embarrass Ben right now. I'm also gonna promote his product. Hey, it's Ben Martin here. Look, if you guys go to Mailing for Money, this is actually one of the most, honestly, next to trading, this is probably the most valuable skill I could, like, this is such a gift and it's so cheap. It's like 10 bucks. I know I said I wasn't gonna pitch, but this ain't my product. It's his. So look, listen to Ben's British voice. Hey there, Ben Martin here. This product right here would pretty much teach you how Ben prints money. He basically he sends emails 2 or 3 a day, and you can see his results. You know, they pretty much speak for itself. It's 10 bucks. You know what I mean? I picked it up, and it's just something that the reason I'm showing you that is because it's gonna be relevant to your success. What I mean by that is you have to build yourself a routine worthy of, you know, $100 a day. For me, it was 300. Now it's 1,000. So what I do every day, remember what I told you. You can't just wake up flying on a mountain like I'm gonna be wealthy. You got to do something. Well, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do, and then I'm gonna give you the keys, and then I'm gonna let Ben close it out. So here's what you need to do if you haven't figured it out yet. You have to be comfortable selling, marketing, or investing. Those are the only ways to make money. That's all you have. There's nothing else. Even I'm going to do a Ben Martin. Even a 1960s pimp on selling some stuff that he's not supposed to is still selling. And if you're really weird about the word selling, it just means uncovering value. You have to uncover value daily. If you don't uncover value, how are you going to make any money? Walmart sells valuable things, right? Could be a toothpick, could be an earring, it could be a bag of chips, but somebody buys something. So here's the thing. If you're a 97%er, you're a 97%er because you consume more than you produce. That's the difference between 97%ers and 3%ers. 3%ers produce, meaning we create stuff for other people to buy. Or if you're Ben Martin and myself, you just find other people who created the stuff and then you sell the stuff that they created. That's called leverage. And so selling, marketing, investing. Marketing, you better be collecting information. Don't be the person who, all right, look, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're gonna inbox hustle, if that's where you are right now, and make sure you capture that information. Follow up with them at least 7 to 12 times. If you're posting on Facebook and people are liking your status, they're not likes, they're leads. You need to be following up with those people. And if you're smart, you'll get their email, and then here's where we go into the routine. But before we go into the routine, which is why I showed you about, you know, mailing for money, I'm going to show you something else. Watch this. When you have their email, follow up with them. I'm going to let Ben talk about how to entertain them every single day, how to add value to their lives. I'm giving you real stuff. This is worth $1,000. This tip right here is worth $10,000. I dare someone to take me seriously on this. I would rather have 10,000 friends or a list of 10,000 people or a network of 10,000 people, because your network determines your net worth. I'd rather have 10,000 friends than $10,000. You know why? Because I can just ask each of my friends for $1. That's why marketing is powerful, and actually that's why you need to learn to communicate. So it could be Facebook, but a lot of people don't respond to Facebook, right? It could be YouTube, but not everyone responds to video, which is why I recommended Mailing for Money, because once you learn how to communicate, once you learn how to email, it's the same thing. You can craft a marketing message any time of the day. Ben just walks to the store and he sees like a bird doing, you know, something. He sees a bird cracking on somebody's car, and he'll make it into a subject line. He'll say 7 funky reasons why the guru bird's crapping on your financial vehicle, something weird like that. And you know, it sounds funny, but it is funny. You know, we have fun living in our craft. We have fun making money, and then the last thing is invest. I highly, highly, highly recommend trading. If you, I mean, that's why I say, don't call me a marketer. Don't call me a whatever, a networker. Don't even call me a trader. I'm an entrepreneur, but the skills, if you can master the skills, the money will come. Where do you master the skills? Well, I'm glad you asked, Jermaine. There's the binary boss method. We teach this stuff. It's mailing for money. Mailing for money, you could be so broke that all you do is ask 10 people for $1, And if you have no money in the bank account, you can pick up Ben's $10 product. Now, my products, they're a little bit more than $10. That's how Ben was able to steal $300 from me yesterday. But you can start with $10, learn the skill set, and then start, like, I don't know, marketing, using crafty messaging, and just getting out of your situation. I was on this. Ben, did you just see that chart? I'm sorry, that's the trader of me. Did you just see that big drop that just happened? Can we be ourselves, guys? Can we be ourselves? Dude, how it just crossed the 50. Look, it just crossed oh man, I can't believe
I've been watching it for the last few minutes.
Yeah, man, triple bull hammer right there, you know, cherry on top. Anyway, that's the yeah. And here's the thing, you have to be aware too. I wasn't even really looking at the charts, but I have this awareness. You have to develop a high level of awareness. If you're not making 10K a month, 20K a month, it just means even $100 a day, there's just some things that you're not yet aware of. So let me run through this list real quick, and I'm gonna let Ben take it away because I know he has to go. So basically, invest in yourself, learn the skills. So vision, tell yourself a better story. Clarity, have a strong intention. Think bigger, like he says. Angie would, push him to think bigger. Then have a specific numeric daily target. So this is number 4, specific numeric daily target, right? It's better to aim and miss, right? If you aim for, the moon, the stars, you'll land on the moon. If you aim for the sky, you'll land on the clouds, kind of thing. Number 5, be committed, be determined. Like Ben said, do things quickly, do a lot of it, and do it with great quality. So I'm going to say that again. Do it quickly, do a lot of it, do it with great quality. Number 6, tell your time where to go. Don't waste any time. And if this is moving too fast for you, just watch the recording. Number 7, desire change. Right? Desire change. It'll be great to see at the top. No, but actually desire change. Like this is a little bit different than thinking bigger and telling yourself a different story. What I mean by desire change is you have to want to be different. You have to say, all right, no more 97%, right? Number 8, decision, which was actually Ben's number 1. Number 9, why are you doing it? I would add like 10 reasons to why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because the more strength and energy you put into cultivating the reason, the stronger it is, and you'll probably stick to it longer. Number 10, what are you going to do once you have it? We already talked about that. Why do you want the things you want? Number 11, this is where it gets different. What will happen if you don't do it? What will happen if you don't take action? What will happen if you keep being complacent? What will happen if you don't listen to Jermaine? Or it's not even about buying our products. Like I said, we have nothing for sale here, but I'm just recommending for you that the skills that changed my life was selling the binary boss method. And actually, truthfully, Ben is mailing for money. Ask Ben how grateful I was. I was like, Ben, I'm your biggest fan. He didn't even know me from I just hit him up one day, and I just found out that he had this thing, and I started learning about copywriting. And it changed my marketing. It basically made it so that I didn't have to worry about what to say. Just like when I look at the charts, I never have to worry about, okay, what am I going to trade, or if I'm going to lose. If I do lose, I'm late. You know what I mean? But again, learn the skills, master the skills, and the money will come. Number 12, show up. 80% of success is showing up. All right? And the other 20% is learning and applying. So show up, then learn, then apply. Number 13, keep moving forward, right, as fast as possible. And number 14, have incredibly high amounts of energy. Your energy is so high that it gets you through the doubt of the day, it gets you through the negativity, it gets you through the hardness of the tasks that you have to encounter, the frustrations of an entrepreneur. And if you do these keys, I'm going to read them again for you because I don't want you to miss them. If you basically make up a better story, number 1, get clear. Like, have an intention, number 2. Number 3, think bigger. Don't think about $100 a day. Think about 500, and then maybe you'll hit 100, right? Number 4, have a specific target. Number 5, be committed to doing it quickly with great quality. Don't just put out garbage, and do a lot of it. Tell your time where to go. Desire change and actually want to be a part of the 3%. Want to master the skill. Want to be able to click an email and print money, or click a button and make money from the charts. Number 8, make a decision, and a strong one. Number 9, Ben's like, what? What's wrong with you, Jermaine? Number 9, why are you doing it? I'd recommend 10 reasons why. Number 10, You know, what are you going to do once you have it? Number 11, what's going to happen if you don't do what you know you're supposed to do? If you don't master, you know, mailing for money, if you don't master showing up to the charts, if you don't master the art of uncovering value as selling. All right, number 12, show up. Number 13, keep moving forward. And number 14, be extremely positive, have high amounts of energy and positive expectation, and you're going to make it to your destination. So I'm going to shut up now and pretty much let Ben Martin here take it away.
Okay, good stuff. So let's wrap this one up then, because man, you probably got enough value in that to last you the rest of 2016, seriously. So I just want to finish with kind of where we started, but I'm just going to pull up some notes that I made earlier today, which I never got time to cover on Facebook, on my Facebook Live today. But I asked you the question. We're really in the last 5 minutes now, guys, so you know, stay with us for the last 5 minutes. I asked you this question: do you have the soul of a free man, or do you have the soul of a slave, right? That's the question I asked, and maybe that didn't make sense to you, but hopefully through this hangout, you've understood why I asked you that question. But I want to take the test with you right now, so privately take this test. You know, let's examine, like, the soul of a free man. They look at life as a series of challenges to be solved, and what they do is they wake up every single day and they solve those challenges. The soul of a free person wakes up in the morning with the same crap that you and I have to deal with. They have the same, you know, none of us are, you know, like, we all suffer tragedy, we all have bills to pay, we all have different things that go on. But what a free person does is they wake up and they go out every day and they conquer the day. Now, why do they do that? Why? Well, I've already given you the answer: because they have the soul of a free person. Now, the soul of a slave, somebody who has, you know, and you can replace the word free for wealthy and the word slave for broke if you want to do that. But the soul of a broke person, a slave, what they do is they complain about all the unfair disadvantages that life has handed them. You know, the soul of a slave wakes up in the morning and they feel like the world is conspiring against them. You know, excuse, excuse, excuse. My dog ate my YouTube video. That's my favorite excuse. My kids are screaming. I'm sick. My nose is bleeding. My boyfriend, girlfriend, wife or husband doesn't support me. I don't have the money to get started. Love that excuse. My job takes up all my time. Now, you really think that you're the only one who has to deal with that kind of stuff? Do you think you're the only one in the world? Do you think that I don't wake up most days with a list of problems like this? Because the truth is, making money is awesome, but you know something? The more you will find when you make more money, you get problems on a whole different level when you begin to make money. Your problems don't go away in life, my friend. That's just a part. That's just a part of life. Money just makes it a little easier to deal with some of those problems. But what I'm saying is, guys, these problems that I'm talking about right now are common to all human beings. We all go through it. The difference is that some human beings have the soul of a free person, have the soul of a rich person, while other human beings have the soul of a broke person. So I'll ask you the question again before we finish tonight. What type of soul do you have inside of you? What makeup is inside your DNA? You know, sometimes people come to me and they say, it's okay for you, Ben. You have money. You don't have to work a job. You don't know what it's like for me. It's easy for you because people see you as an expert. How do you think I got to this position? You know, how do you think? Listen to this quote. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. That's how I got to this position. Michael Jordan said this. I love Michael Jordan quotes that he gives. I know Jermaine loves this quote too. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. And this is my favorite part here. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Now listen to this, because we're nearly finished now. It gets even more interesting. Michael Jordan currently today, as of 2016, is worth $1.7 billion. Why? Because he has the soul of a free man. So I'll finish on the question I started. Are you a slave or are you a free man? And that's it. I'm done for tonight.
That was incredible, bro. That was beautiful. I'm not gonna take away from what you said. Just remembering the mindset of a newbie, I'm just gonna give him some practical things to do, and then I'm gonna close it out. Because some people are like, okay, yeah, I'm fired up, great story. Now where do I start? So I'm just gonna share my screen with you and show you again my ultimate routine. And then I'm gonna show you some practical things you can do. Ben pretty much just wrapped it up. Start with writing your goals down every single day, even before you go to bed tonight. Follow up with your, your old leads or new ones. Send emails every day. Get that feeling for entertainment. I recommend Mailing for Money. Or if you're part of 9 to 5 Rehab University, then just go through Cracking the Cash Flow Code Part 2, and it'll show you exactly how to send emails. Build a list of 10,000 friends that you can ask $1 from. Create value, right? That's what the 30-30-30 is from. And take great trades and make flashcards. And if you want even more specific activities, if you're broke, if you have absolutely no money, post in some groups, right? Email, have 30 regular conversations, use Instagram. There's no way. Me and Ben have given you motivation, inspiration. We've given you the nuggets, and now you're even having specific things to do. You can spend $3 on a Facebook ad. You can make YouTube videos for free. You can comment on people's, targeted Facebook profiles and YouTube comments. You can get 30 opt-ins into a capture page. We're not even going into that. Or you can just share something about yourself, a result, some value, your lifestyle. Just give people a reason to know, like, and trust you, and apply everything that me and Ben just said. And now you have no excuses. After seeing this hangout, everything is in one place. Just go do something. Just go change your life. So I'm going to go ahead and let Ben close it out now officially. And
I just want to say, guys, we appreciate you turning up. I know this has been a long hangout. I know that this was last minute for some of you, but this is. I hope you can see that we are people who care. Whether you buy anything from us or not really makes no difference to us. We make money at the charts anyway. We make money with emailing. Honestly, whether you think this was, whether you just stick this in your inbox and do nothing with us, at the end of the day, it's now on you. What I am going to say is this, though. I wish I had this information when I got started, because I used to jump on 3-hour hangouts and all they were doing was really selling me on the next thing. That's all they were really doing. We've literally given you the keys to life, really, here. Not just like making money, but the keys to living, and I'll finish on this note. This is from one of my favorite books ever, called The Richest Man in Babylon. I'll drop my Amazon link in the comments. No, I'm only joking, guys. I'm only joking. but listen, this book says here, I love this, just this little nugget. Wealth grows wherever men exert energy. You want to go make some money? Go exert some energy into your marketplace. Go, how do you exert energy? Through everything we've told you on this hangout tonight. Go now, we can tell you the what and the how, but you've got to go and exert the energy. Remember, go away with that quote tonight. Wealth grows wherever men exert energy. If you want your bank account level to grow, go exert as much energy as you can on a daily basis into your marketplace. Understand that the energy you exert, the value you put out there, is your currency. Value is currency. The more energy, the more, call it what you want, energy, value, the more of your time and skills you put out there into the marketplace, the more your bank account grows. And if you are broke right now, it's simply because you haven't put enough energy out there into the marketplace. There's nothing more to it than this. You know, we could get very technical and talk about capture pages, which are important. We could talk about driving traffic. But if you don't understand these basic principles, what we're telling you tonight, none of that will do you any good anywhere. So on that note, I'll just say once again, thanks for turning up. We appreciate you, and we'll be probably making this a regular thing. So we'll see you again on another Hangout.
That's it, guys. So you heard it from the man himself. Once again, this is Jermaine Taylor and
Ben Martin on mute.
Desired change. That'd be great. And we will be seeing you guys at the top. Take care.